Welcome. My name's James Patrick Delaney Curley, and I hail from a London Irish ethnic background with a bit of traveller gypsy thrown in. My job here today is to share and present to you a recovery method that I picked up along the way. I'd probably suggest I'm a bit of an old timer, been around a long time. Came in the late 90s to recovery with a multitude of addictions, and was very grateful to find it. Came across a method of getting well and helped produce it, which was 20 odd years ago now. But that's what I'm going to share with you today. We've rebranded it. The history of it goes back to almost early AA. Parts of the program were found by a group of people in Denver, Colorado, who found the vision piece on page 52 and just found a way of working. That was about 45 years ago now. Two of the major characters who ran with that were a guy called Wayne Records and a guy called Don Coyce. So they were running these programs back in the early 90s, very early 90s. I met Wayne at one of those meetings, and we decided to do some work together to tidy up the project he'd been working on for many, many years with Don. So I got involved with tidying up the NPs and contributing in various ways. I was just in. I'd been in recovery about 6 months, and I'd started a meeting with another old timer. I wasn't the old timer. And I met Wayne in this meeting. It certainly wasn't his usual fellowship, but we met. And the second we met, we knew something was up. So we produced a program called Recovery is a Process, Not an Event. Before that, it was called Recovery from the Heart. And now we've rebranded it a little bit. All the main stuff's still really in there, but we've learned stuff in the last 20 odd years. There's new ways of looking at things. We've worked with all kinds of people, women, men, with various types of addictions. The whole gambit. Most of us don't come around with just one addiction. I was personally an alcoholic, heroin addict. So that's how I came learn about this program, end up spending the last 20 years working with folk and myself. One of the suggestions that we have is that you work steps regularly. You pass through the steps regularly. I found it's very beneficial, so I've been through the program many times. I found that once wasn't nearly enough. Said the suggestion coming back right from those guys in Colorado was that you work steps regularly. It's not everybody's way to do it. For me it's simple. Steps are good. I don't really mind which method you work. I don't really mind if you don't work the steps. But if you want true recovery, it's a piece that you'll find hard to do without. So today we're going to go through the method, which has 4 main components. The steps from the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, I'll be referring to that. I've got one in my pocket, a small big book. It says indigenous teachings from different places in the world, cognitive psychology, and we refer a lot to vision. don't have to be a visionary to work with vision, but it helps. We're going to go right through. There's a lot available here today. My suggestion to you is make use of it. There's a lot available. As I've suggested before, all the ways of working the steps are good. I would never criticise anyone's working the steps. We're just presenting one program here that's been all over the world. And there's even a fellowship that's sprung up we're working with right now, Steps to Liberation. Because we're not really interested in what addiction is killing you or making your life miserable. We talk about, we bond on recovery, not the addiction. It's something along the way we learn. And if we're going to heal ourselves and those around us, you can't, by any means, keep one group of people out or one group of people. Then you have to encompass everybody and all our madness and all our addictions. I often look at my own addiction, it's just a madness. It's just a madness. You know? There's some lovely names for addiction. You know? And, primarily, today, we're going to look at recovery and leave the addiction behind.